Now, when we talk about the Northern Front, we're talking, of course, about Lebanon. But according to some media reports emanating from the Syrian opposition forces battling the regime of Bashar Assad, Israeli forces have also now moved from Lebanon into positions in neighboring Syria. And Ariel, I know you've been looking into these reports. Israeli IDF troops on Syrian territory?
Yes, Calev. Quietly and gradually, Israeli forces have begun some form of ground operation inside Syrian territory since last Thursday. Israeli engineering forces, accompanied by tanks and ground troops, have been operating on the eastern side of the border with Syria in the buffer zone that you see right now. That's the buffer zone that's under the control of another UN peacekeeping force, UNDOF, between the Alpha and Bravo line, for those whose memory goes back to 1974. But at the end of the day, what we're seeing here is Israeli forces advancing 500 meters, a kilometer inside Syrian territory, paving roads, digging trenches, and establishing new fortifications, including new observation posts near the border. Now, the latter, to my understanding, is on the Israeli side of the border. But the activity is intended, has two main purposes. The first is to facilitate future Israeli ground activity in Syrian territory on the Syrian side of the border, if such activity were to be necessary, but also, and perhaps more importantly, to counter plans by pro-Iranian militias, as well as Hezbollah and other elements, the Houthis that have arrived in Syria, that are stationed there, to thwart their plans to conduct an October 7th-like rampage into Israel, ground invasion into the Israeli Golan. Now, the Syrians are denying this. The governor of Quneitra, that's the main town on the border, Mu'taz Abu Ali Jamran, denying any Israeli presence on the Syrian side, saying that this has no basis. But this is more than just a report by Syrian opposition media. We're talking about a flurry of reports originating from Syria, and the fact that this was approved for publication by the Israeli censorship, despite no official comment from the IDF, does indicate that there is some truth to this.